Okay, video number 2. Let's talk a little bit about the different types of ammo. Show you a little bit about loading. Again, I know you're more focused on the equalizer in your case. However, just going to talk a little bit about loading, actions, magazines, things like that, things to look at, and some best practices that I've picked up. Million ways to do different things. However, this is how, at least for my all my pistols, I kind of work some of that. When you get into some of the 556s, things like that, there's a few different options that you have and different type of loaders. But overall, for these, you definitely want to get some type of loader that will work for you best. My recommendation, especially for you, is the UpLula. UP. Will it focus? UpLula. UpLula. This is just the UpLula. It's 9mm up through 45 ACP. So this will do your 357s and so on. Very universal, very quick loader. We'll show you how that works in a minute. So, 22s. I want to reload this gun. We're gonna release. We already know about clearing. I'm physically looking inside and I'm locking up that action. She is safe. Let's pretend this is an empty mag for a second. The best way to go about reloading is holding magazine in left hand, nice and grip on a flat surface. Now this is manual way. Hand, and you're going to push down with the thumb and down and in, and then back. Now again, this is more focused on your pistols, things like that. The 556, all your ARs, those you can literally just push down in. All your most that I know of are going to lock in with, that's fine one. See these lips here, these edges? You have to push it in and back. So obviously this isn't for a 22, but just for size. So in under these lips right there, these two, and then back in. I'll show you specifically on yours in a minute. So we'll show you on the 9. Well, there's one, it's nice and easy. So I can't just push it down in. I have to go angle under those holders and then all the way back. You'll see people online kind of smashing them and tapping them and doing this to reset and try to get all of the ammo back in there. That's, in my opinion, not necessary. If you load it properly and you're running normal rounds in normal guns, especially in your equalizer, you don't have to do that. Once that's backing in, it's backing in. It's going to be fine. What they're trying to do is prevent the bullet from only being partially back when it goes down under, when they're doing that. However, most modern, especially in equalizer, most modern magazines are going to be small and sized properly for that ammo. Now again, that's standard ammo. Even things like hollow points, they're going to be close enough in size to be back all the way. Again, that's, both of these are 9mm. One's a home defense, one is not. So back to your 22 real quick. There's little loaders you can get, little speed loaders. This was literally 3D printed from some guy. You can see the 3D print kind of jags on it, and I bought this on Amazon for a couple dollars. So in this case, how the loader works is there's a little clip back here that just pushes down on the back end of the bullet, so it releases that spring so you can slide it in a little bit easier. And then this one you have to take out, push down, so it's kind of a 2-action thing. In, up, push back, down, in, up, push back, down, all the way through. Your magazines are pretty universal. Most of them come apart. Your equalizers do come apart. There's not a lot of reason to do that, and most of them are some type of clip or push button spring where you would push this in and then slide this one way or another. Looks like on this one it'd slide that way, and then push this back, and then the spring would come out. We can make different videos on that later. You'd obviously have to make sure the spring doesn't go flying, etc., things like that. Really no major reason to get in there. There's no major reason to get in and clean it. Most of all of your buildup is going to happen up where the action happens. Now, if you drop it in the mud, something like that, that might be a good example when you're going to want to take your magazine apart. Other than that, you don't have to. So that's 22. I know we're working our way up, but it's good to learn and see some of these different things. So your Uplula loader, they're worth it. They're around 20 bucks. Get one. Keep it with you. Bring it with you to the range, because you're going to run through a magazine and have to, or however many you have, and then have to reload at the range, and it's much faster. Why and how? Let me show you. So, bullet, same thing. 9mm, much easier to work with than the little 22s. You can almost do it one hand. Again, proper technique is flat surface. Can I get any closer? Flat surface, and I'm pressing on the brass, down, in. Down, in. I know it's different types of ammo here. I just have some laid out. We want to talk about that as well. Down, in. The more you put in, the tighter that spring is going to get, the harder it is going to be. All of your magazines should have some type of max capacity on them. This is just a generic Glock magazine. It's a PMag 17, holds 17 rounds. Don't try to put 18 in there. Honestly, they're going to stop you. You can't get that. On your equalizer, you have your views. And it shows you how many you have left, 4, 8, whatever that is, 10. This is a 10 round mag. And again, this is a Shield Plus. You can use this in any of the M&P series that take the Shield Plus magazine. Again, this is just their 13 round. I don't know where the larger capacities are. So that's how to do it with your finger. Again, talking specifically about your equalizer. Same deal. Actually, see how this is a little bit different on the Shield? It's actually concave. It makes it a little bit easier for loading. So finger down in, like that. Again, very user-friendly, very intuitive. So this can be done on the fly with your hand, and you can load all the way up to 10 if you wanted. However, let's talk about speed loader. Way to go. Has a lock on it. Let's unlock it, open. So on the other version, the press down was in the back. On this Uplula, you can actually see some of the wear and assuming some of the brass and probably some of the lead is worn on that. So this unlocked, and you're literally going to squeeze, press down, release, up. Squeeze, press down, release, up. So as quick as it gets. As quick as you can do that, you're gonna load. So right on top, always load with your flange in your left with damage on your right side. Again, it's opposite in the video. So I'm holding this here. The ammo is gonna go in this way. And then I'm squeezing down. See how that's pressing down on that spring? So I'm going to down, in, not going up. Down, in, not going up. Down, in, that quick. You can literally fly with this. That's it. Again, see how that just barely can get pushed back a little bit more. That's some people, when you take them and you see them in videos and they're tapping them like that. I'm telling you, I don't necessarily do that. I don't necessarily see people doing that. I don't know how necessary it is. So let's go a little bit slower. So squeeze, and now I'm just pressing normally down, but I want you to see how that works. So squeeze, down, in. See if I can get a little bit closer for you. So squeeze, down, and then you literally slide the bullet in, release, and up. that's it. That's the Uplula. That's the load. Magazine's loaded. In. Ready to fire. Again, nothing is inside that trigger. All right, so I'm done playing, done firing, or someone wants to see the gun and hand it off. Again, release that mag. There's one in the chamber, and this is normally how I would do it. I would kind of put it down and let it fall on whatever table, wherever I'm at. So see how there's nothing in danger. You could turn and aim it down range and release it that way, or down, depending on where you have any targets you potentially don't want to hit. Uplula for the 45, identical thing. That's why these are so great. They make them in different ranges. Boop, 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 and they work on so many different magazines. So pinch, down, in, done. This is another nuance and a little bit different when you're asking about different types of varieties. So on this particular magazine, there's two lips. There's one right there. There's one up there that's going to hold it. So I can't just push this straight in. You kind of want to angle it. Angle, then down in like that. Just a little bit different of a nuance. And then see when you push out, it kind of, I think you can force it, but it doesn't like that. So the Uplula takes all that away. You're going to pinch, down, load, that's a 9, that's a 9, there it is. There you go. While we're on the subject, you probably already know this, and you can lots of room about it. These are those Winchester Target Practice 9mm 115 grain, pretty cheap, pretty clean ammo. Versus, where are my home defense? This are my hollow point home defense. It's made to hit and split, so it doesn't go through multiple walls and hit the neighbor's cat or something along those lines. So when I'm home and everything is stowed away, remember I went and pulled the one, I have my magazine loaded with 4 or 5 of these, and then I have my range magazines loaded with my regular range ammo. You can do whatever you want. Just know in court it's going to be better for you to use the much more expensive ones in case it doesn't go through. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Yeah, and we'll see you in the next video.